We back, we back, we back. It's good to be back. Let's go, man. All right. Audio's good. So yeah, before we start this live stream, it's been 6 months since I've been on made any YouTube videos or live streams and all that, and it's been weird because I really, especially towards the winter last year, I really was enjoying doing this YouTube stuff, especially with my senior year coming up. I plan to, you know, try to do YouTube as much as I can. Even if I don't have a lot of followers, I'm still gonna post a lot of Bruins videos, Celtic videos, some college hockey videos will come this year. Um, I'm in the works. It's nowhere near close, but I'm in the works of getting a baseball player on an interview um on the live stream. Um yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on for my senior year that I'm really hoping to do before I can't do it anymore type of thing. Cuz I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to do all this YouTube stuff and Instagram stuff once I'm into college, as I'll be focusing on the next level. So, okay. All right. So we're going to get into this uh, big trade deadline. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's go to this first post. I have a bunch of posts saved. Every single trade I could find. Um, so let's start first. This honestly pains me to look at Andrew Benintendi in a Yankees jersey, man. So the Yankees acquired Andrew Benintendi for basically three mediocre pitching prospects. Obviously, you gotta love this trade for the Yankees. They get a Andrew Benintendi. They needed a contact hitter at the start of that lineup. I mean, DJ LeMahieu, you can call him a contact hitter, but he's very on and off. But the thing with Benintendi is he's having one of the best years of his career, like batting average wise and OBP wise. Um, Nothing much that perfect deal for the Yankees. The Yankees had such a good trade deadline, and this is just such a good move for them. Overall, Yankees easily win this trade. But I really can't watch him look at him in a Yankees uniform. It hurts me. Oh, I skipped one. All right, so this next trade, the New York Mets have acquired outfielder Taiwan Naquin for Philip Deal, and Philip Deal, for UTL Hector Rodriguez and Jose Acuna. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. Like, I know who Taiwan Naquin I think is a mediocre outfielder, especially with a decent Mets team. But I mean, the Mets made a lot of little moves like this during the trade deadline. So I mean, I guess I would say the Mets won this trade, but at the same time, you got to look at Cincinnati's front office, how good of a job they did. What I'm talking about is this next trade. Did I skip one? Yeah. Okay, so this is I have a lot to say about this trade. Luis Castillo to Seattle in exchange for Marte, Stout, Arroyo, and more. Those are four very good prospects in that Mariners deep farm system. And I mean, I just love this long term for the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, Luis Castillo. Let's don't get me wrong. He's a very good pitcher, but at the same time, he hasn't shown that he's worth these guys type of thing. So I really just, in my opinion, I think the Reds win this trade, but I don't think the Mariners. I mean, I guess you could say the Mariners got fleeced because when you talk about it, Castillo is such a good pitcher, but no, I'm going Reds on this one, no matter what. And it's for the Yanks, but they got Benny. Yeah, I really when I saw the rumors about Andrew Benintendi going to the Yankees, because there was a lot of them for like a week and a half. I was really kind of like, oh no, I really hope this doesn't happen, type of thing. Because I mean, he was a part of the Red Sox for a long time, so definitely hurts me. Um, all right, let's go to the next one. The Dodgers got cover reliever Chris Martin for McKinstry. Yeah, I mean Chris Mar Chris Martin is a decent reliever, not great, but I mean, you talk about the Cubs. I mean, I don't really know what their plan was going into this trade deadline. They got, I mean, they kept Wilson Contreras, they kept Ian Happ, they dealt Robertson. You can't tell. The only way the Cubs season goes out, like what they come out of here alive in the next couple of seasons, is if they extend those two guys. But is that gonna happen? I really don't think so. But at the same time, you don't really know. But it's a weird off season for the Cubs. It's gonna be interesting to see. Gang Martin was alright, not too much as well as to get him. Yeah, I mean Zach McKinstry was more of a guy that just kind of sat on the bench. He didn't really play much for the Dodgers, especially with such a stacked team like that. It's really not big news, but yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, Tampa Bay acquires David Peralta in exchange for catcher Christian Curta. All right, David Peralta. I think he's maybe 34, 35. He's a great outfielder, great depth for the Rays. But talking about the Rays really, this is really their only move this trade deadline. But I do like this move. I mean he was a Diamondback for so long, and I like him in that ballpark. They just lost Kevin Kiermaier for the season. They need that outfield depth, and they got it with this guy. So I like this move. I'm going to say Rays win this 100%. I'm not really sure how good that Sierra guy is, but the Rays have a top 5 farm system in the major leagues. So I'm going to give this 100% to Tampa all the way. Oh, shit. All right, my bad. All right, this is another good one. Yankees have acquired Scott Efros from the Cubs for Hayden Wesneski, I think. All right, yeah. So this is an absolute fleece for the New York Yankees. I mean, they like the Dodgers and the Rays and the Mariners. They have a very deep farm system, so they're willing to give up these guys. And I mean, they're I wouldn't say they're struggling in the bullpen right now, but obviously Chapman hasn't been the same this year. Um, you're losing key guys, and I think you have him locked up for 5 seasons. You have control for 5 seasons, and he's got a sub 3 ERA. Like you can't ask for. I think any franchise would take a guy like him for your number 7 prospect. This is obviously a win for the Yankees. I mean, the Cubs do get a good prospect back, but they also it's just such a dummy move when you like if this guy was controlled for like maybe 2 years, then I mean I guess you could say the Cubs got a nice win, but 5 years is a very long time for a nice bullpen guy like him. Yeah, the Yankees aren't. That's the thing too. They're definitely got a lot of guys that they got to sign next season. So this is a key trade for them. I'm gonna read some comments real quick. I've been missing all of them. It's, Dougal, you're a clown, kid. Big Dougal, man. Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't know that. Might be career ending. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Yeah, they win that by a mile. I didn't know that about Kiermaier. I knew I was watching it. I was watching ESPN the other day, and I saw that he was out for the season. That's. I really hope he's okay though, man. Shit. All right. Oh, here we go. The Padres acquired All-Star Josh Hader in exchange for Taylor Rogers, Dinelson Lamet, and then two prospects, Esteury Ruiz and Robert Gasser. This is my opinion going. I have no clue how Taylor Rogers is doing right now for Milwaukee. I haven't been watching a lot of like NL Central baseball, but I really do like this for both sides, and here's why. Let's start with the Padres. The Padres had an A+ trade deadline. They got Hader, Soto, Josh Bell, Drury. I mean, you can't ask for better than that. But at the same time, Josh Hader is a, if I'm not mistaken, a free agent after the season, and he is going to ask for a lot of money as well as some of those other guys in San Diego. So I deep down, I feel like this is a rental deal. I think this is going to be a rental unless they want to give him all that money. But Josh Hader is debatably the best closer in Major League Baseball. And yes, that's the San Diego side. Now we'll go over to the Brewers side. The Brewers deep down thought they were safe. This was a safe option for them. I mean, you got Devin Williams, who's an outstanding reliever. He's more of an eighth inning guy, but you can move him over there. And then you get Taylor Rogers, a good, very good closer. I'm not sure what his stats are this year, but I've known he's been good in the past. Dinelson Lamet was DFA'd. He got signed today or yesterday by someone. I can't remember who, but it might have been the Rockies or something like that. And then they get two good prospects. So deep, I think if Taylor Rogers does good, then I'm gonna say this is a win for the Milwaukee Brewers because it's all about contracts. It's all about contracts in Major League Baseball, and I think Josh Hader is one of those guys that's just gonna go and take whatever the most money he can get. So that's my take on that. But I want to see what you guys think. No, after. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, I had heard that Williams blew his first save. I actually did see that. That's what I mean. He's more of an eighth inning guy. So I want to see how he does. Okay, so yeah, so he has two more years. Okay, I got you. That's still a lot to give up though for Josh Hader, but yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. So Trey Mancini to Houston. I mean, let's talk about Houston. I mean, they got Vasquez, they got Will Smith, they got Mancini. They got all the spots. They covered all the spots that they were struggling in. And I obviously you gotta like this trade for Houston when it comes to Baltimore. I mean they're ahead of the Red Sox right now, and they decided, oh, we're gonna continue to sell because we don't think we're gonna make the playoffs, or if we do, we're we're not gonna make it far. So they decided that they were gonna take the safe option and sell everybody. Like they basically sold literally everyone except maybe Cedric Mullins. But Alex was pissed when Mancini. Yeah, no, he's a Baltimore guy for sure. He's a Baltimore guy for sure, man. I love Mancini. I love his story. And he hit a home run in his like first game. I'm pretty sure. Okay, this is an interesting, not interesting, but let's talk about this. So another good move by the Yankees. They get Frankie Montas and another bullpen guy, Trevino, for JP Sears and a couple more prospects. And this is another fleece for the New York Yankees. Frankie Montas is a great pitcher. They get another great bullpen guy. Although Frankie Montas did do terrible. I don't know if he pitched today or yesterday or the day before, but he was terrible in his first game with the Yankees. Um, Yeah, I do like this deal for the Yankees, obviously. No matter what his first start was, he's an elite pitcher. They wanted Castillo, couldn't get him, so they got Frankie Montas, who is as good as him. So I'm gonna give the Yankees the obvious win on this one. Ugh. Now, some of my good buddies don't want to hear this, but I want to talk about this for a second. Houston got Christian Vasquez, and the Boston Red Sox got the number 29 and number 30 prospects of the Houston Astros. Now, I know a lot of you think, why would you not be that mad about this? That's a terrible move for the Red Sox. Christian Vasquez is a free agent after the season, and number 29 and number 30, the numbers don't mean crap, man. If you watch Valdez, the number 29 guy who is in AAA right now, he's going to be in the majors likely next season. If you look at him play, and his stats are unreal, man. His stats are unreal. He's hitting like 330, like 25 dingers. He's great. He's a great player. A Braves hitting 250 with like 15 home runs in Double A. He just got to Portland a couple days ago. He's great. In my opinion, the Red Sox win this trade. Vasquez obviously wants to come back. It seems like the Red Sox might push to him because we have no catching, man. We have nothing. We have Jack right now at the catching position. So I really do like this move for the Red Sox, for the Astros, like I just said about Mancini. They needed a catcher. Maldonado's good at defense, but he can't hit anything. Love this move for both sides. And here was the first Red Sox good move of the trade deadline. They got Tommy Pham, and it doesn't say who they got back, but they just gave like a cash, I think, or a player to be named. Great. I love this move. Tommy Pham is, I think, a multi-year lock. Um, he just hit his first Red Sox home run today, even though they got crushed. And he's a good outfielder. We needed outfielders. Jackie Bradley just got DFA'd. That opens up a spot for him. I think Kike, when he comes back, Duran will go back to AAA. Love this move. Loved it at the beginning. Loved it. Not love it now. Definitely a Red Sox win here, as they really didn't give up much. And I'm gonna talk about Heim Bloom and all that stuff at once we're done with all these trades. All right, so here we go. So the Cardinals are acquired Jose Quintana for two prospects. Um, yeah, I mean Jose Quintana is nothing special. He's a decent pitcher, and I mean I guess you can say it's a win for the Cardinals, but it's also like the Cardinals need to talk about how terrible they did in this trade deadline. You got Jordan Montgomery, you got Jose Quintana, but that's it. And when you're fighting for the NL Central, you need to do better than that. So I think this is a decent move, but it's nothing above the charts compared to like the Padres and all those other teams that did great in this offseason. I have no clue what order these are in, by the way, so I'm not gonna like be like, okay, wait for this one to come up or anything like that. Um, Atlanta acquired Jake Odorizzi in exchange for Will Smith. I haven't seen Odorizzi's stats this year, but all I know is that Will Smith is a decent closer. Jake Odorizzi's a little on and off as a starter, especially in the playoffs last year when he faced the Red Sox. But it's more of a swap, to be honest. I like this for both sides. I really do think that the Astros got the better side of it. They do have a lot of starters, so I like this for both sides. But I'm gonna say it's a win for the Houston Astros. Minnesota Twins have acquired Jorge Lopez in exchange for four prospects. You gotta love this move for Minnesota. They are on top of a mediocre division. And not only that, but they just went all out and got all the missing pieces. They got the offense, they needed the pitching, and that's what they got. They got Jorge Lopez. Um, yeah, they got a bunch of starters, man. I keep forgetting the guy's name on the Cincinnati Reds, but and then they got a couple more bullpen guys. They really just got what they needed this offseason, and I love that for them. I think that that's such a great step for them. And because especially like who would have thought? Who would have thought? Everyone, there was a lot of people saying the White Sox were gonna be a favorite to win the World Series this year. Unbelievable. how terrible they are this year, and especially the Red. I mean, you could say the same thing about the Red Sox, though, man. Honestly, here it is. Here's the massive blockbuster trade that went down. Oh my goodness, man. Let's talk about this for a minute. So San Diego gets Juan Soto, 2019 World Series champ, absolute beast, great fielder, great hitter. You get Josh Bell. Josh Bell is a great hitter, just like a switch hitter. And they needed a first baseman, and we'll talk about Eric Cosmer obviously later. But they did give up a lot. They did give up a lot. They gave up Mackenzie Gore, a rookie starting pitcher who was their number 2 prospect coming into the season. I think he had a sub 3 ERA. He's hurt right now, but he's a great player. He's gonna be nasty for Washington for years to come. CJ Abrams, that was the number 1 prospect for the Padres before he was called up this year. I think he did struggle a little bit, but again, another great stud that's going to be a great for Washington. They get also Robert Hassel, James Wood, who are both the number 1 and 2 prospects at the moment for the San Diego Padres. And then Jarlin Susana, who's the number 14, if I'm not mistaken, prospect. And then you get Luke Voigt, who's a decent slugger, not great with the average, but he can hit the ball far, man. It's a big haul for these two guys. But I mean, it's Juan Soto, man. I'm gonna give the win to the San Diego Padres, no matter what. No matter what happens with either of them, they look like a real World Series contender this year unless they sell like they did last year. But I just can't see that happening. Their team is so stacked right now. I don't know, man. It's such a twister, that whole, because they had that whole thing with Scherzer last year, and you just didn't know if they were gonna pull the trigger with Juan Soto, and they did it. And I'm honestly very surprised they did, because I didn't think they were gonna do it. Speaking of which, he's up to bat right now on Sunday Night Baseball, and I think he fits in those colors too. I like him in Padre colors. Great trade both sides in my opinion. Toronto, all right, Toronto. The Blue Jays acquired Anthony Sekpop for a prospect. Um, Anthony Boss, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was on the Blue Jays before. Great reliever. Got a decent reliever with him for a prospect. I think this is a win for Toronto. We'll talk about Toronto when we get to the Whit Merrifield trade. But yeah, definitely a win for the Blue Jays. They didn't give up anything. And it's obvious Miami's just gonna start selling again. All right. So this is a great. Let's talk about this, man, because this is why you love shitty GMs that only care about farm systems. Shout out to Chaim Bloom. Chaim Bloom didn't want to get Josh Bell. Didn't want to spend all those great number 15, number 16 prospects. So instead, he got Eric Hosmer. Don't get me wrong, Eric Hosmer is great. He's hitting 270. I think he's got 8 home runs, 40 RBIs, around the same stats as JD Martinez this year. He's great defender, full 4-time Gold Glover, World Series champ with the Royals. He's a great guy, but let's talk about it too. They Eric Hosmer was supposed to go to Washington with the Juan Soto deal. He had a no trade clause, so he said, "Hell no, I'm not going there." So literally, I posted on Instagram right after that. I was like, the Red Sox need a guy like Eric Hosmer. We need a first baseman who can actually play defense. And literally 10 minutes later, they got him. And not only that, but they're not paying for his contract. Um, they get two prospects that are pretty good, and they get cash. but they did give up Jay Groom. Jay Groom, I loved him he was a really good prospect. He was lighting it up this year. Sucks to see him go, but I'm still gonna give the Red Sox a win on this trade, man. All right, this is an interesting one. So let's be honest. The Dodgers got Joey Gallo. Joey Gallo, they acquired Joey Gallo in exchange for Clayton Beater, number 15 prospect for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Um, I'm gonna say I love this trade for the Dodgers. To be honest, I really just think Joey Gallo going to the Yankees was the absolute worst place. I wouldn't say it's the worst place because last year, if you asked me last year, what do you think about Joey Gallo as a non-biased fan? What do you think about Joey Gallo going to New York? I would say it's great for him. He's got that short porch. He's gathered around with a bunch of great guys, great team, and to be honest, obviously I don't watch a lot of Yankees baseball. I'm not really sure what the big problem was with him, they being there, but I mean, I guess with the fans' energy, once time went on, he just couldn't do it there, and he really struggled in New York. And I think that with the different team like the Dodgers, he's gonna excel and he's gonna be a lot better. I think he'll find a way to make himself better again. And I like this trade for the Dodgers. They're trying to go all in and get these guys to get them better, and I love it for the Dodgers. At the same time, the Yankees don't need this guy, and they got a number 15 prospect for him. So there's not much you can be mad about for either side. All right, Philadelphia Phillies have acquired Brandon Marsh in exchange for Logan Hub. Logan Hub was the number 7 prospect for the Phillies. Brandon Marsh, I'm not really sure. I'm looking it up actually right now. I don't think Brandon Marsh. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's a mediocre outfield, but the Phillies needed a center field core. You know, Bryce Harper's hurt. You know, there's no fielding in that outfield with the Phillies. I mean, Kyle Schwarber can't field the ball. Nick Castellanos is a hitter. I mean, he's in 225 with 8 home runs. So I mean, I really think I like this move for the Angels. I think the Angels get a good prospect, and I definitely like this move for the Angels because I mean the Phillies, they're having a good year, but they're still not going to make the playoffs. Like, come on, let's be honest. It's definitely. I like that they're trying to get their fielding better, but definitely a win for the Angels in my book. This was a big trade. Giants acquired J.D. Davis, prospect, 3 prospects in exchange for Darren Ruff. I have no clue if Darren Ruff is like I remember him from some big home runs last year for the San Francisco Giants, but when I saw this trade, I was like, I really think this is the most mediocre of mediocre trades. Like JD Davis is honestly kind of terrible, and Darren Ruff is hitting 220. So like, what's the point of sending all these prospects and JD Davis for nothing? It just doesn't make. I don't really care about this trade, to be honest. You know, we're gonna skip this one. Darren Ruff is terrible. Phillies acquired David Robinson in exchange for Ben Brown. Love this move for the Phillies. Phillies have a terrible bullpen. Robertson has really been good this year for the Cubs. He's really came out of nowhere since not even being on a team. What, like a year ago, 2 years ago? He played for with Tristan Cassis and all those young guys in the Olympics, man. Love this move for the Phillies, though. I mean, they've just always had such a shaky bullpen, and I think he's really going to settle that closing spot for them if they do try to push for the playoffs. This is Tyler Molly. All right. I literally just, for some weird ass reason, I could not think of his name like 5 seconds ago when we were talking about Jorge Lopez. Another great move by the Twins. They got Tyler Molly for 3 prospects. This is a great move. Like I said, the Twins needed pitchers. They got Jorge Lopez. They got Tyler Molly. They got a couple more bullpen guys, and he's really going to be one of those underrated studs in the major leagues, and he's going to be great for Minnesota, man. I mean, he's just such a perfect fit for a team like them, who just has a bunch of young starters trying to make the playoffs in a crappy division. Love this move. W. This is Twins all the way, 100%. Love this move. This is another one I like. Padres acquired Brandon Drury for Victor Acosta. I was watching the game the other night, and his first at bat, he had a grand slam. Brandon Drury, great third baseman, great defender, decent hitter. I mean, it's not like a big move. It's not a Juan Soto move. It's not a Josh Hader move, but it's one of those underrated moves that he's gonna fill some big pinch hit spots. He's gonna have those couple big home runs like he did the other night. It's a very underrated move, and I love it for them. Alex, what's up, buddy? Yeah, love this move for the Padres, though, no doubt. Yeah. So Tampa Bay designated Brett Phillips for assignment. You know, Orioles picked him up for cash. I mean, he's a decent defender, but like he can't hit at all. Great guy, but he's just not really that good. But I love him though. I'm glad that he finally. I mean, I'm sure Alex is happy that he's on the team because he's a stud. He's a good guy, but he's not the best ball player. Minnesota got Michael Fulmer for the Padres. I love this move. Like I said, they got more bullpen guys. Fulmer's a decent. Detroit was selling all the way. They didn't sell everyone, but they sold Fulmer, and he's had a really good year. And great move, 100% for the Twins. Let's see what you guys got to say about this. All right, so Phillies are acquired Noah Syndergaard in exchange for Mickey Moniak and another prospect. I don't know who the other prospect is, but I mean, I don't think Syndergaard has had a great year this year for the Angels, but I mean, the Phillies need pitching. I mean, yeah, you got Zach Wheeler, yeah, but Noah Syndergaard. I mean, I need to look up his stats, man, because I really don't think he's had a great year, especially at that Yankee Stadium. Yeah, I mean, 6-8, 4 ERA, not terrible, but I think if the Phillies can get a little healthier, then they might make a push for the wild card, man. You never know. Welcome to Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah, I like him though. He's definitely a good player, for sure. Oh man, let's talk about this one. This makes me laugh. Yankees acquired Harrison Bader from the Cardinals for Jordan Montgomery. It's a great trade for both sides. Harrison Bader is a stud. Like I said, Benintendi and Bader are going to absolutely help that outfield core. Contact, fielding, everything. But Jordan Montgomery, in my opinion, is a decent pitcher, but he's very shaky. He's very shaky. He'll have a great game. He'll throw 7 scoreless innings one game, and then throw 3 innings with 5 runs in it the next. But it's funny because his first start with the Cardinals was at Yankee Stadium against the New York Yankees, and he dealed. He was great the other night. I love that for him. But like, obviously, I love this trade. Both sides. I think everyone. I think everyone really just like. I think both sides are just get a W here. I'm not even gonna talk about this one. Michael Gibbons, who's like, well, yeah, no, he's good. All right, let's talk about this one. This was one of the like late um Toronto sports on Instagram. I don't know if you're ever gonna watch this, but this one's for you, man. This guy was all over Instagram and Twitter raging about how the Toronto made no moves, and I mean, this is a move, but it's also like a weird one. So he's getting vaccinated though. So Toronto got Whit Merrifield in exchange for Max Castillo and Simon Taylor. I mean, I I like this trade for Toronto. Whit Merrifield has been pretty good the last week with them, but I mean, it was a little bit stressful for them because he at the point where he was traded, he was not vaccinated. He had never said anything about getting vaccinated. But I mean, he's a 250 hitter. He's a big. I mean, he should be a contact guy. He's getting to the age where he's getting old. But he's a two-time All-Star. I mean, it makes the Blue Jays a little bit deeper, but yeah, TJ exactly, man. They trade him way too late, man. He just stuck with Kansas City's shitty team for so long, and it's just no point in trading him now, but they did. The Braves acquired Razel Iglesias in exchange for a couple prospects. Oh, Tucker Davidson, the TikTok legend, is going to the Angels. Oh, I mean, let's be honest. Iglesias is a decent bullpen guy. I don't know how good he's. I'm gonna look this up. I'm not sure how great he's doing this year, but I know in the past he's been good. I mean, under 4 ERA, point 0.3 WAR. It's not terrible. Tucker Davidson, the absolute TikTok legend. Um, yeah, so it's a good move for both sides. I'm not really sure how good these two guys are, but yeah, I like that. He's been good in the past, man. So yeah, all right, man. That's honestly it for all the trades. Let's talk. He's doing okay, but this is mainly get rid of his money. Yeah, I know his payroll was high. I'm gonna. I think let's talk about the winners of the trade deadline, man. Obviously, San Diego, big winner. Yankees, big winner. Um, I'll talk about some big losers. Let's talk about some big losers. Chicago White Sox made no moves. Cleveland Guardians, one game out of the wild card, didn't make one move except DFAing Reyes. Um, I don't know, man. There's so many teams like the Rockies get an F for not selling at all. The Rockies get a Z. They don't get any. They don't even get a grade for what they did in the op. They literally got nobody. Like they had they had CJ Cron, an All-Star, sitting in a terrible Colorado Rockies room. Didn't trade him. Bullpen guys, starters, like you got. I get Chris Bryant's there. You want to build around him. I mean, if you want to build around CJ Cron, that's fine, but give him some damn money and extend him. It blows my mind that the Rockies didn't sell, but the Baltimore Orioles did. And to be honest, I'm surprised the Rockies are a mess, dude. They have and always will be a mess. And it sucks because Colorado's a great sports state or whatever. Um let's talk about the Red Sox. Can't tell if they're trying to sell or if they're trying to. I mean, thank you for not trading Devers or Bogarts. Now, if you're keeping them, you better extend them because I'm not about to just watch. In my opinion, I think Ravi will resign. I don't know about Bogarts because he wants a lot of money. Do I think he's worth that money? Maybe, maybe not. I think Rafi. I saw the other day that the deal that he was offered was around the same money as Austin Riley was just paid. So like 21 mil AAV, and I don't know if that I don't think that's fair. I think he should get a little more than that. Bogarts wants even more than that, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know about that, but I mean the Red Sox are really a joke right now. They're tough to watch. They make they just hurt my like mental health, man. It's like not even a joke at this point. Um, yeah, but I mean, when you talk about Eric Hosmer deal, that was such a great, and I love all the moves they made. It's just they like the way that they made them was weird. That Eric Hosmer trade was an absolute fleece for the Red Sox. Tommy Pham was a great move. But why trade Vasquez and keep JD Martinez when the Mets obviously wanted JD Martinez? I was really, because come on, let's I don't know. Like, I get he loves Boston. I get he's a great guy. But if you put him on the trade market and he is struggling, you send him right away because he is not coming back next year. He's retiring or he's going somewhere else because we need room for now Eric Hosmer and Tristan Casas when he's ready to get called up. Yeah, and that's the thing. They wanted a major leaguer, a top 10 prospect. Like, they definitely did demand for too much. But they should have got a deal done for less because JD. The fact that we traded JD over Vasquez was kind of ridiculous. I like I said earlier in the stream, I love the Vasquez deal. Vasquez, love you, great Red Sox player, great in the clubhouse. But we get two good prospects for a half a year of Vasquez. I'm gonna take that any day of the week because I really do think he'll come back. I honestly do, and I hope he does. And it seems like he wants to. Like it seems like he wants to come back. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Because all in the interviews the other day after he got traded, he was all emotional about how he's gonna miss so much and all that stuff. Um, and he was a great player. But I do love Josh Bell. Might have just went yard. Never mind. Yeah. And I mean, let's talk about the Red Sox. Do I think they'll make the playoffs? I really don't. But does that mean I want them to start selling and going for the farm system? No, because although they're struggling right now. Let's not forget that they were like 13 games over 500 when we had a healthy lineup. Like Michael Walker, probably our best pitcher this year. Trevor Story, one of our best sluggers. Kike has been out the whole damn year, and when he's been here, he's struggled. When's the last? I don't think Kike's played since May. I don't know the exact date, but it's probably May. Like, the Red Sox have dealt with so many damn injuries that you can't officially call them a bum team right now. They had 4 All-Stars this year. They have an All-Star team when healthy. And I think, like, you talk about their starting lineup when they're healthy. Tommy Pham in the outfield. Tommy Pham, Alex Verdugo, Kike Hernandez outfield, right? You got the 4. You got Eric Hosmer, Trevor Story, Xander Bogaerts, Travis Devers. You got masturbating Reese McGuire. And then you got a decent rotation. Like, that's a playoff team right there. That and JD Martinez at DH. You got a playoff team with a decent bench as well. Tell me, like, who do I think they can beat out? I think Seattle is eventually. I don't know what Seattle's doing. Do they have a good enough team to make the playoffs? Yes. Do I think the Red Sox can beat them or Toronto out? Or even Tampa Bay? Yes. I do think they could. I think that, especially with Tampa, like, Tampa's like so underrated and they're so like low key like really good this year because I feel like year after year they just lose these stars. Like, last year it was all about like um you got Wander Franco, but this year Wander Franco's been hurt the whole damn year. Rosarena's struggling. And now it's like, who are you going to call a star there? But they just continue to win. Shane McClanahan is having an almost like Cy Young season. He has been unreal for them. He has raped the Red Sox every time he's played us. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be weird to see if even like the Guardians and the Orioles can somehow keep this streak up. Can the Red Sox turn things around? Probably not. They just lost 3 out of 4 to the damn Royals. Clock back. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. He's having such a good season, and their bullpen and like Jeffrey Springs, bro. The Red Sox had that guy, and he was terrible. He goes to the Tampa Bay Rays and has a sub-3 ERA. Like, and I mean, we got Ronaldo Hernandez for him, so I mean, it's fine. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting when you talk about the NL though. The NL, I mean, the division winners are gonna be the Dodgers, the Mets, and I mean, probably the Brewers, I guess. I literally the NL and the AL Central are the most boring divisions in baseball, and you can't tell me that's not true. Even the like they're just so boring, man. They have no good teams except like literally the Twins are the best team. If you put the Red Sox in that division, they're easily sweeping any team. If you put any other team in that division, it's not even a question. Tampa without their best. Yeah, Glasnow has been gone since he hasn't pitched since May of 2021. Nick Anderson is such a streaky pitcher. No, not streaky, but he gets hurt all the time. They just have so many injuries that like with those guys and then they still perform. And that's what I wish the Red Sox could do, but they really can't. Like I have Trevor Story still has no word of when he's coming back. Michael Wacha started that no hitter for the Woo Sox a couple days ago. Michael Wacha has been the biggest surprise this year, and the biggest downgrade has been Rich Hill. I cannot stand Rich Hill. I don't care if he's from Milton. He sucks. And he was good for Tampa last year, decent for the Mets, sucks for us. He only has had a few good starts. I mean, come on. Yeah. I really would love to see how the Red Sox can turn it around, man. But it's gonna be an exciting next couple of weeks of baseball, man. All right, that's gonna do it. Season 2, and I really I never thought about this, but I officially made it a name. Bias Talk is gonna be this, the name of this podcast. Unless I'm doing these streams where I sit down and talk to the chat and stuff like that. This is what it's gonna be called. But my play-by-plays are just gonna be their own thing, as well as my Instagram lives are just gonna be their own thing. So, but yeah, it feels great to be back on YouTube and just do this quick hour live. I really appreciate TJ. Thank you, buddy, for sticking around, man. I really appreciate it. It's good talking to you about baseball, even though you know way more than me. All right, yeah. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and see you guys next time.